Very well, welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy VII. Last time we heard the last part of my story about the past on Sephiroth and Zenova and stuff. So in this episode we're going to explore Kalm. So why am I leaving? Well, that's because I need to use VHS. The new option over here is it's just basically a party editor where you can replace your party members. For obvious reason, Fallow cannot be chosen and always has to stay in the lead. I'm taking George and Ares, and I'm entering Kalm. There are a couple of actions that will affect the relationship that I have with them in a negative way, because I need to get the later scene with another character, which is neither Ares or Tifa, or George in this case. Listen to me. Just now, some guy in a black cloak goes walking east toward the grassy field. He's got this killer sword and he's looking real scary. Tourists, huh? There are some things you should know that come in handy when you travel around the world. Want me to tell what they are? Tell me. Then let me explain how to use the board map. Well then, what do you want to know? Changing camera angle, say. First of all, press the Alt2 button on the controller to change the camera angle. There are two angles to choose from, select one you like. You can then rotate the angles either way by pressing Alt1 on R1. Try different angles until you find the one you like best. It makes the journey a lot more fun. Map over indicators. Press the start button once to view the board map. It's a large and small map. Learn when to use which and you won't get lost as much. Push the start button twice to change the size of the map, and once more to turn it off. Pretty easy, huh? Operating the buttons. You can write things by pressing select button and get off by pressing the cancel button. Oh, the select button? Well, that's weird. It's supposed to be in circle. It isn't too hard either. I'm gonna try select button when I'm next something I can ride, but I don't think that's gonna work. Oh yes, you can't dash with the board map on, so make sure you do not press the cancel button unless you get off. Remember this because Chocobos will run away as soon as you get off them, so be careful. Just want to know? No, that's all, thank you. Once on the world map you can access the menu to save your game anywhere. It's a good idea to save frequently. Well then, bon voyage, well thank you. Let's go into house number 1, let's see what we got here. This is the house that has those questions that will change the relationship with George and Ares. Can I talk to you or what? What the? I'm blocked. I can't do anything. Okay, thank you. For a second I thought I just soft blocked the game. But okay, it's working now. Thanks to Mako Energy, life's pretty darn convenient thanks to Shinra. Don't you think? Yeah, maybe. See, I would get by without Mako Energy. There is something here. If I check this door, it's an ether. Good for selling because we'll need money in a second. Because we'll wanna buy some stuff. Mako Energy has made things a lot more convenient, but seems like a lot of plants and animals have been disappearing at a rapid pace. I think the old life was better. Don't you think so? Even though I want to answer yeah, maybe, I have to answer no way. That sounds just like what Mom says. Indeed. Let's go down. There's nothing else in this house. Oh, let's enter. Well, before entering house number 2, let's see what all these people have to say. I heard that the natural resources near the reactors are being sucked dry. We're better off with them bringing the Mako Energy. I heard President Shinra was killed, and the Stone Rufus, the new president, was badly hurt. Hey, I bet that's news to you. I don't care. Hey, you're pretty clued. This is just between us. I heard it was their Ava columns that attacked the President Shinra and the Sun. Sure. Famous floating city in Midgar. Just once I'd love to see it in person. It's just right there! Just need to walk a few steps on the world map, man! Thanks to Shinra Inc. developing Mako Energy for us, everything's more convenient now. Indeed, it is. Can I check this? Can I do something with it? No. Let's go to house number 2 then. What do you have to say? You say you came from Midgar? I used to live there too, but I hear they got lots of troubles lately. Now you can check this door over here and there will be a dog. Nothing happens, it just comes out. And I don't think nothing happens really. Maybe they changed the dog of the man? No, it doesn't change anything. That's just the dog. Then here there's a pretty interesting thing. I believe there's something, yeah. There's an ether, another ether. And then there's this chest, which if you check it, it says locked, you can't open it. Now there's no way you can open this chest legitimately, not even using hacks or something. This chest is locked and will remain locked, and there's nothing in it. In the previous version of the game, before the official release, There was supposed to be the Titan materia in here, but they later removed it from this place and put it later on in the game. So that chest will just stay there locked forever and ever. There's no materia in there and there's no way you can open it. Okay, in this house what we have is this guy. There was a special looking man in a black cloak. He was carrying a wicked looking sword. Indeed, is something here? No, but there is something upstairs. And yep, the chest. And this is a peacemaker. Now that's a weapon, but nobody can keep that weapon, believe it or not. For now. We will later on in the game get a character who will be able to equip it. For now it's pretty useless. Up to you if you want to sell it. It's not that great of a weapon anyway. My older brother is so stupid. It's so embarrassing. He could just puke. Why? What did he say? When I grow up I'm gonna be a soldier. That's what I'm training hard now. Alright then. Okay, I think that's it for this house. That's pretty much all the houses we can go in that are not shops or anything else. Apart from this house over here. Is true that Shinra made a monster? Just rumor, it's true. It's true. Yeah, well, either way, as long as we're using the reactor, we can stand up to Shinra. Is something in here? Indeed, another ether! We're gonna sell this. Get some money. Easy money. Okay, then this guy is very important if you like to do side quests in games. And it will be really important to us as well. I got my health and enough to eat. All's well. And it doesn't say anything else yet. Was that peace? All is well? All is well, yeah. Now it just says that for now, but later on that guy would be very important for us. Very important. My old man was a miner, but he couldn't go to work. Whatever. I skipped that angle. I skipped that angle. But he couldn't go to work after monsters started appearing in the meteor mine. Now all he does is sit around getting drunk in the bar. Let's go to the bar. See if we can squeeze some info about from these guys over here. Hired terrorists bombed the Midgar reactor. There sure have been a lot of dangerous accidents recently. I hate it. Just hate it. Me? I used to work in a coal mine down south called Meteor Mine. But right around then, monsters started appearing. After that, business went to pot and now I spend the days here drinking. Seemed that there was this group called Avalanche running around, but I guess they finally got wiped out by Soldier. You'd think so. Can I enter here? No, because they're just gonna kick me out, stay out of the kitchen. Alright then, now, finally the shops. There's a few things you want to buy in the shops. Let's see what is shop number 1. This is the item store. Now in here, you might want to invest some few hypers. Like 5 hypers, 5 tranquilizer, 1 Q's fury, the other 1 Q's sadness, and probably a few tents. 3 or something. That's enough. I need to give money for weapons as well. And materia. And stuff. About you, materia store. What do you have? There are at least 2 materials that I want. Earth material, we don't have it. Steel material, we have 1. Since we have even 2, we're gonna sell 1 of those. And heal, we have none. So we have to buy a heal, and we have to buy earth. Everything else will at least have 1 of that. So I'm just gonna sell. Is this the correct sense angle? We're gonna sell later. We'll do the selling later. As for weapons, now the main team that I'll keep for now will be Fado, Ares, and Georges. I'm just gonna buy weapons for them because, well, it doesn't really make any sense to buy weapon for Barracus in this case because it will get some better. It might be some sense if you like Simba, you might want to buy something for him, but in this case there's nothing for him. I think. No. So Mitro Saba. We could buy Mitro Saba. Let's do selling stuff. Now, first and foremost, I want to see exchange. So this is a steel. Where's the sense materia? There it is. So now we know which one to sell. I'm selling you the sense with lowest AP. This one. Take it. Now, I'm gonna start buying stuff. For example, the Mitral Saber. Take one. There's the Mitral Claw and there's the Full Metal stuff. They're both great, but they're costly. Let's get the Full Metal stuff. And now let's sell. We have 13 either. There are too many of them. Let's sell now 8 or something. There you go. That gives us 6,000 zil. Take the Mitral Claw. Alright then. That's it. I don't want to buy anything else for now. So let's keep the Mitral Saber, the Mitral Claw, the Full Metal Staff. And okay. That's it. I'm not gonna sell the older weapons. I don't really need to. Anything else over here? No? Good, then we've finished everything we could have done in Kalm. For now. I said, remember the man in this house over here will be useful later on, near the end of the game. World map! Let's do this. What we need to do is going over there. While we walk toward the next area, and go, we need to keep some materials first. So, arrange. I'm gonna tell you some things. So, it happened that several days earlier, my cousin called me, and he was playing Final Fantasy VII. He was at the end of the game, he was trying to beat the 2 optional super bosses that there are at the end. And he was having some problems. Because, well, the super bosses are freaking strong. And even though he was checking on a site, on a famous Italian site for Final Fantasy stuff, for solutions, walkthrough and stuff, he wasn't able to do anything even though he was following that site. So basically I ended up telling him what he had to do. And that made me wonder, what the hell were they writing on that site that was so bad that my cousin couldn't win the fights? Well, turns out that site sucks, basically. That site might be the one of the most famous sites in Italy for Final Fantasy things, but that site sucks in walkthrough. I read the section about the super bosses and it was just full of errors, full of things that, seriously, I can understand why he had so much trouble. Seriously, not. There are so many wrong information, so many things that aren't said. It bothered me a lot. So I wrote an email to that site, like today. I wrote an email to that site and I told him, hey, I saw how much your site sucked, in a polite way, of course. And I offered myself to correct most of the mistakes. And they answered yes, of course. So yeah, I'm writing corrections for this site. Now, let's try to steal an elixir from these guys. Can we? No, whatever. We suck at stealing. So yeah, now I'm writing corrections for this site. It will take a long time because there are many sections other than the main walkthrough itself. But I hope it'll be useful, because there are very many informations that were missing in that site. And Ares learned a new limit, Seal Evil. That's the second limit of level 1. Exactly like Cloud has Cross Slash, Ares has Seal Evil. It's pretty useful, I gotta say. Okay. So now next place we have to go is that place over there. The farm, because it's a farm, if you couldn't tell. Now there are these guys. These guys are kind of dangerous. Seeing our conditions now, but nothing that can be dealt with. There we go. Take out the cure and All nice and well. Boom. It's not dead yet? Oh, alright, there we go. Better off using some magic here. No, I don't have lightning. Never mind. Alright then, let's do this. We're already at the farm, we're almost at the farm, and you want to go there. Here we are, this is the farm of the Chocobo, or the Chocobo farm if you'd like. First thing you want to do in here is to talk to this Chocobo. Work! Work! Work, 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 work! You have to answer work, of course. The first one, not the second one. And this is what happens. Mark! Recite Chocomog materia. So from doing that, we have now a new materia. It's the first summon materia that we find. This is red, so it's summon materia. Summons Chocomog. What it does, well, this is a very new materia in many ways. First is the summon materia. Summons materia allows us to use summons. And summons are like magic in some way, and in another they aren't, because even though magic we can use it as long as we have MPs, summons can only be used as many times as the stars on the materia. So in this case, Chocomog can only be used once per battle because that has 1 star. If you level it up more, you'll be able to use it up to 5 times. And summons are like magic attacks that have additional effects other than just doing damage, and they always hit all the targets on the other side. So the other thing that's interesting is if we keep it over here with elemental, as you can see, Chocomog says wind. So now we're dealing wind damage, and this is probably the only way to deal wind damage, because there's no magic materia that allows it to cast wind magic. So I believe this is probably the only way to deal wind damage, except maybe there are items probably that let you do that, but elemental Chocomog is probably the only combination that allows you to deal wind damage. And it'll be useful because many enemies are weak to wind, so we'll end up doing more damage. Yeah, I'll give it the 4 slots. Those will need some slots for stuff. Okay, other than that, let's see how many gills I have. Enough! I need the 200 gil for something. 2000, sorry. 2000 for something. You'll see what. Thinking of crossing the marshes? Yeah, I think so. That'll probably be safer for you to get a Chocobo. Anyway, you can zip through the marshes with the Chocobo. It's the only way to avoid being attacked by the Midgard Zolom. Midgard Zolom? It's a serpent-like creature, over 30 feet tall. Picks up on footsteps at the end of the marshes. And then BAM! It attacks. To avoid that, buy a Chocobo, the Chocobill, and Chocobilly Chocofarm. To talk as a Chocobo, please talk to my grandson. He's at the Chocobo stables at the far end of the farm. Yeah, we will go right talk to him. You can also sleep in here for 100 gil, which we will do. So you get basically a hint for not a lot of money. 100 gil is not a lot, you can rack it up really quickly in a few battles. Do you want a Chocobo? Give me one. The old folks are out of luck. Old folks? We're all out of Chocobos, I'm taking care of those one out there for someone else. You know, if you really want a Chocobo, you should go out and catch one. Want to know how to catch a Chocobo? We have to listen to all these, because otherwise it won't give us what we need. You see those claw prints out there? Wild Chocobos will appear in those areas. But if you don't have Chocobo lure, they won't come out. They're very cautious animals by nature. Chocobo lure? Chocobo lure is a type of material which attracts chocobos. If you keep this, they'll come to you, but without it, they won't appear. Want to know how to catch a chocobo? How do I catch one? A wild chocobo always appears with other monsters, but you won't be able to catch it because of the monsters. That's why you must defeat the monsters first before you can catch the chocobo. And then? Also, wild chocobos are really cautious. They run away from the slightest things. But if you use greens, they'll focus on that and won't run away. I want to know how to catch a chocobo? What else? Whatever you do, don't make chocobos angry. They're usually calm, but if you get them angry, you'll get hurt. Or remember, once you get off the chocobo, they'll escape. Want to know how to catch a chocobo? I'm not interested now. You say that thing. Then, well then, shall we get down to business? I'll sell the chocobo lure for 2,000 gil right now. I'll take it. Buy it. Thanks. Wouldn't hard to buy some greens either. Oh, and how fast the chocobo will finish eating, depending on what type of greens you'll feed them. Okay. Now, there are like costly greens, like Mimet greens, and 100 gil, like the Gizzle greens. I'm taking one of these. They'll be useful for something later. And let's take 5 of these. Okay, that's it. Now we just want to leave. We don't need to use the inn for now. Will be a waste of another 100 gil. That's it for this episode. Next time we're not gonna catch a chocobo, well, we will probably as well, but not quite. Instead we're gonna go on for enemy skills. So next time on Final Fantasy VII, I'll see you right back here. We'll hunt for some enemy skills. See you guys then.